What's up, Michael Jordan collectors and investors? I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. So Card Gems here, welcome to my channel. On this episode, I'll be covering a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card. So there's a bunch of these auctions on PWCC right now of every grade, and there's several of the Probstein auctions right now, and they've all started off really strong. So there's about almost 6 days left on mostly all of these auctions, and they've started pretty strong. I don't know if that's an indication of what's to come, but they're looking good so far. We also got like a couple of nice Michael Jordan rookie cards, some PSA 10s, some BGS 95s in the major auction houses that I'll go over too. So we have a lot to get into, so let's dig into this. All right, so here is Heritage Auctions, and these have 5 days left on these. There's PSA 10 here, it's up to 160,000. You can take a look at that right there. And here's a BGS 95. This 95 right here has a 9 on the edges. So 3 95 grades and a 9 on the edges, which is on the back side, because this is an old label. And they got a 9 here for 15,000. So let's check Golden Auctions. So Golden Auctions also has a PSA 10 here. This is up to 260,000. These have 7 days left and 11 hours. So decent looking 10 there. And then they have this 10, little OC. And they got the 9.5 here. This 9.5 has this has 9 on the corners. So they've also got a couple of 9s, PSA 9s here, 22,000 and 18,000. And they've got a set here for 8,000. The Michael Jordan is a PSA 8. They've got a couple of BGS 9s, 11,000 and 10,000. And these have 8 days and 11 hours left. So these are higher number lots or listings. So the lower number listings were 1 day earlier. So yeah, this is number 26, 27, 169. All right, so Leland and Mile High have some auctions too, but there's nothing significant there. There's no high grades of the Michael Jordan rookie card. There's some other rare Michael Jordan cards if you want to look at those. So let's check out cardladder.com. If you don't know about cardladder.com and you're interested about them, I have a link down below in the description you can click on, and you can check those guys out. They have all these nice charts, sales data, all of this nice stuff here. Sales, average price, current price, high price for the last 3 months is free. And if you want more, if you want the entire sales history, then you can get a membership with those guys. So let's start with the lowest grade first, PSA 1. Michael Jordan rookie card has a population of 154. For the last 3 months, it's sold 18 times for an average of $3,140. And it last sold for $1,900. The high price was $5,100 back in February. So let's check eBay, see if we can find one around that price. So here's one for $1,300, 33 bids. Here's one for $1,475, 22 bids. Here's one for about $3,500, buy it now. And they just get a little bit higher from there, 4,000, so a couple options on that. So PSA 2 has a pop at 210. Sold 16 times in the last 3 months for an average of $3,600, and it lasted for $2,476, and the high was $5,300. So on the 9th, it just sold for $2,476. This card's kind of leveled off here. A good couple in the 3,000 range. So let's see if we can find one around $2,500 on eBay. See, these PWCC auctions, they're starting off really strong to have 5 days left. So this one's up to 1,525, 28 bids. And here's one for 4,000, our best offer. There's another one for about 4,000, buy it now. And there's another one for about 4,000, buy it now. And then it jumps significantly from there. All right, so here's a PSA 3 as a pop of 387. So So this sold 13 times in the last 3 months for an average of $3,955, so about $4,000. It last sold for $4,000, so that's right on the average. And the high was $5,175. So it sold for $4,000 on the 11th. So that is a good price for this card. So let's see what we got. Here's 1,425, 17 bids. Here's one for 1,875, 24 bids. Here's one for about 4,000, buy it now. Here's one for about 4,100, no bids on that. 6,000, buy it now. And it just gets a little bit higher from there. So this is well above the average here. About 6,000 best offer. So PSA 4 has a pop of 772. At 32 sales in the last 3 months for about 4,700. Last sold for about 4,500, so it's close to that average. And the high was 7,000 back in February. So we're looking for something around about 4,500. So here's 910, 22 bids. There's 2,000, 37 bids. 2,176, 18 bids on that. Top 15% eye appeal. Here's 4,000, buy it now. And here's a 4,000, buy it now. So this is below that average, right? For about 45. So you can still get them for less. Here's right at the average. Best offer. There's a $45.99 or best offer. So you got plenty of options on this card. Here's the 5,000 range. All right. So PSA 5 has a pop of 1,123. Sold 38 times in the last 3 months for average about almost 5,700. And the last sold for about 4,800 on the 3rd. And the high was 8,000 a couple months ago. About 3 months ago now. So looking for something about close to $5,000 for this card. So here's 1,500, 16 bids. Here's 1,500, 23 bids. Top 30% eye appeal. 2,550, 34 bids. 3,383, 24 bids. So that's top 15% eye appeal. Here's about 5,000, buy it now. 5,000, buy it now. About 5,500 a best offer. There's close to 5,500, no bids on this. 2 days left. And here's 5,423 or best offer. 5,500 or best offer. Same price, buy it now. 6,000, buy it now. So you got plenty of options for this card here. 6,350 best offer. So PSA 6 has a pop of 1,833. Sold 60 times in the last 3 months for an average of about 6,500. Last sold for 5,500, and the high was 10,000. And that was 3 months ago. So 5,500 on this card here, 5,500 for 6. So 710 for off-center qualifier. Here's one for 1,347, 10 bids. PSA 6 here, so 2,372, 19 bids. There's almost 4,000, 44 bids, 3 days left. There's a 5,100, 12 bids, so this is a strong looking auction here. 5,750, buy it now. 5,795 our best offer. 5,800, no bids. 5,800, buy it now. 5,750, buy it now. And we got plenty of options. 6,100 best offer, so we got a lot of options here on this card. So BGS 6 has a pop of 473. 12 sales in the last 3 months for about almost 5,400. Last sold for about 4,800, and the high was 7,000. So 4,800 on the 11th. Here's one for almost 1,500, 12 bids. And here's 5,500 our best offer, new listing, and then 7,900. So this looks like a pretty good price right here to make offers on. So BGS 6.5 has a pop of 647, sold 4 times in the last 3 months. These are very low pop. So Average is 7,000. Last sold for almost 59, but that was back in March, so it's not that really reliable. The high was 8,500. So something around that 58 mark there. So here's 3,550, 37 bids. So this is starting off really strong. This, well, it has a day left. Here's 6,000, our best offer. About 6,500, our best offer. Here's 6,500, buy it now. About 7,000, our best offer. So a few options there. BGS 7 has a pop of 1,006, 18 sales in the last 3 months for an average of 6,800. Last sold for 5,900 on the 9th, so that's very recent. The high was 10,000 a few months ago. So about 5,900 on this card. So here's 5,500, no bids. It's a new listing, 6 days on that. 6,200, our best offer. It's close to 7,000, our best offer. 8,000 best offer. 10,000 best offer. 10,000 best offer. And then we got plenty in this price range here. So plenty of options there. WCC 30,000, our best offer. So PSA 7 has a pop of 3,572. 111 sales in the last 3 months for about 8,600. It last sold for 7,250 on the 10th, and the high was 12,500 3 months ago. So about 7,300, 7,500 maybe. So here's 2,300, 18 bids. Here's 3,195, 22 bids. 3,345, 33 bids. There's close to 4,000, 16 bids. 5,300, 58 bids, 2 hours left. There's 5,500, 38, 51 bids, 8 hours left. 7,500, buy it now, so that's right at the average. There's another one, same price. There's another same price, no bids. About 8,000 best offer, and then it jumps to 8,500 best offer. There's another one, same price, best offer. 9,000 best offer, so you got plenty of options on that 7. So BGS 7.5 has a pop of 1,496. It says 22 sales in the last 3 months for average about 7,400. Last sold for 5,900 on the 12th, so almost 6,000. 11,000 was the high 3 months ago. So it's about 6,000 on that card on the 7.5. So here's one for 1,675, 18 bids. Here's 2,247, 20 bids. 3,625, 21 bids. 7,500 our best offer. And 8,200 best offer. 8,750 our best offer. And then it jumps to 11,000 best offer. So there's a few options there. So PSA 8 has a pop of 7,933. 164 sales in the last 3 months for a 12,800 average. And it once sold for 19,000 3 months ago. And the high was, recently sold 10,100 on the 14th. So anywhere from between 10 and 12,000 depending on the eye appeal. So here's 4,552 bids, 6,100, 15 bids, 6,400, 20 bids. Here's one for 6,600, 4 bids, 6,600, 22 bids, 7,900, 33 bids, put that day in 11 hours, 7,900, 30 bids, a day in 10 hours, 8,026 bids. See, 8,011 and 18 bids. See, these are starting off really strong to have 5 days and 10 hours left on them. Here's another one, 9,100. This says 5.5 days, 26 bids. So these are kind of strong here. Here's 9,900, no bids. 11,000, no bids. And 11,000, buy it now. 11,000, no bids. About 11,000 best offer. There's 12,000 best. You got a lot of options here. There's no more auctions this high. These are all best offer, buy it nows and stuff like that. Top 15 eye appeal on this, so 13,200 are best offer. There's a lot of options on the 8. So BGS 8 has a pop of 2,102, 45 sales in the last 3 months for almost 9,000 average. Last sold for 7,500 on the 13th, so very recently. And the high was 13,000, so about 7,500. So here's 4,323 bids. Here's 5,998, 11 bids. So these are starting off really strong here. So 6,102, 5 bids, 21 hours. 7,500, no bids. About 10,000 our best offer. 10,900 our best offer. 11,000, so we're getting above that average now. There's a lot in this price range. So a lot of options on the 8 there. SGC 8 has a low pop around 300, between 300 400. So this has 9 sales in the last 3 months, so not very many, for average of almost 11,500, and the high was 16,000 3 months ago. Last sold for about almost 7,700 back on the 27th of last month. So looking at about something around 7,700 price range. The 8.5 is very similar, so let's look at the 8.5. Also has a similar population, only 9 sales last 3 months for average of 13,900, so almost 14,000. And last sold for 9,177 on the third of this month, and the high was 20,000. So let's look at the listings for those. Here's the 8, almost 6,000, 21 bids, so it's starting off really strong. 5 days, 10 hours. 8.5, 6,100, 24 bids. Here's an 8, 10,000, buy it now. Here's another 8 for about 10,000, buy it now. Here's another 8 for about 13,000, so it's jumped up. 15,000 best offer, 25,000, buy it now. So the BGS 8.5 has a pop of 2,616. 44 sales in the last 3 months for average of almost 12,000. And it lasted for 9,000 on the 12th. So very recently, 17,000 was the high about a couple months ago. So 9,000. Here's 3,900, 19 bids. 4,050, 22 bids. 5,800, 24 bids. 6,100, 14 bids. These starting off really strong here. And there's 8,200, our best offer. But that's a 7.5, that shouldn't be in here. Sorry about that. So here's the 8.5 here, 8,800, 34 bids, 2 days left, 2.5 days. So this is looking really strong. 10,000 our best offer. There's 11,580 our best offer. 13,000 best offer. So plenty of options on that card. PSA 8.5 has a pop of 427. 26 sales in the last 3 months for 19,000 average. Last sold for 17,000 on the 3rd. So about 11 days ago. 30,000 was the high for 3 months. And that was about 3 months ago. So 17,000 on this. We have one here, 6,850 with 5 days left, 31 bids. And here's 16,500 buy it now. So right at the average. There's another one, 16,500 buy it now. So these are priced right at, these are a good price to sell at right here. So these are definitely priced to be bought right now. So something to look at right there. So 17,100 our best offer, and then it jumps to 20,000 our best offer. So wow, these are 16,500. This is PWCC, so very legit here. And this guy, he's got a lot of feedback here. These are legit cards. Centering looks good. 16,500. Like I said, look, 17,000. So you had 17,000 and then 16,750 and then 17,500. And then you had this low of 14,800 and then back up to 15. So yeah, depends on the eye appeal, but those are pretty good prices there, 16,500. So SGC 9, very low pop here. Only sold 5 times in the last 3 months for 30,800. Last sold for 17,000 on the 18th of last month. 36,000 was the high. few months ago. So 17,000 on this card on a 9, and we don't have any prices that are even close to that. This is almost 30,000. Buy it now, 30,000 best offer, and 40,000 best offer. So very high listing prices. So the PSA 9, 2,786 population, 82 sales for average of almost 40,000, but the current price is almost 30,000 right here. So that was on the 8th, it sold for almost 30,000, and the high was 64,000. So we're 50% below on average here. So 64,000 was about 3 months ago. $30,000 for the 9. So this is a card that really gets up there when these cards spike and these get hot. The 9 really takes off, and when they go cold, the 9 just really drops off. It's just like that. It's like that limbo card. So 15,135 bids on this one. 15,655, 27 bids. 16,000 on this one, 23 bids. So like a lot of those other grades has started off really strong. The 9 hasn't. The 9 is still, it's lagging a little bit. Strange. This 9 right here has a day and 10 hours left. It's up to 23,047 bids. And then you got one here for almost 35,000 best offer, 35,000 best offer. Another one about 35,000. So a lot in that range right here. So and it jumps up the 40s into the 50s. So BGS 9 has a pop of 1,673, sold 53 times in the last 3 months for almost 27,000, 26,200. So it last sold for 15,600 on the 6th. The high was 55,000 about a couple of months ago. So this card has really dropped off. 55 to 15,000. So I mean it's more than cut into 3. So that's a big drop off right there to a BGS 9. 15,000. So yeah, it's just really dropped off. I haven't had a big sale since the 16th of last month when it was over 20,000. And then the other time it was at 20,000 was the 20th of last month. And since then it's just dropped off. BGS 9. So 16,000 for this would be a good price. So 10,128 bids. Looking pretty strong, 5 days left. 11,108 bids. 12,029 bids. This is looking good here. Really good there. 23,000 are best offer, so this is well above the average here. Another one, same price, 25,000 buy. Now these are all well above the average. 30,000 best offer, yeah. These are much too high, so you got a lot in that range right there. Check those out, a lot of options. So the SGC 9.5, this has a very low population, around 25. So you only got 3 sales on this. So it lasted for 55,000. This is a while ago. This is back in March, so you can only assume. Well, it's all about the eye appeal on this. I mean, if you look at the BGS 9.5s, so this probably still selling probably around this price for the really sharp looking ones with good eye appeal. The average is 71,000, but that's across 3 sales. When you got this sale here, 81,000. But if you look on eBay, nobody's listing this for anything reasonable. 95,000 best offer, and then 150,000 best offer. So it looks like they're selling the sticker plus the 88 Jordan sticker cards. So just have to look at that one. Wait, this one, 95,000 best offer. Yeah. So let's go on to the BGS 9.5. Has a pop of 526. 14 sales in the last 3 months for an average of almost 85,000. Last one for 50,800. So a huge drop off from this 121,000, which was the high back here on the 6th of last month. And this was a very high-end Michael Jordan card. This had You know, had the 10 sub and 395 subs. This one here for 50,000, this had a 9 sub, I believe, on the centering, which is the least desirable of the ones with a 9 sub. Nobody wants an off-centered Michael Jordan card, especially with these borders. An off-center one is just, it's really an eyesore for this card. So these last sales here, the 63, 55, and the 50, a couple of those had that 9 centering. But the high-end ones are still selling anywhere from 80 to, you know, the 90s. So let's see what we got. We have a couple of that start off really strong though. So you got, well, this one has a 10 center, so, but a 9 surface, but the 10 center is gonna really put a premium on this card here, even though it has a 9 sub. 50,000 so far, 50,146 bids, 5 days left. Now here we go as a 9 center, but you can be the judge of that, you know, by the card, not the grade. Some of these 9 centers are like borderline, they could be a 9.5. So if you got 9.5s on the other 3 subs and everything looks really, the surface looks perfect, the edges and corners look beautiful, and it's just slightly off-centered, then that's a great card to own. That's why it's up to 52,600, 41 bids. This card may look better than this card. If the 9 surface, this could have some kind of little ring or some flaw on here, some white spots in here that makes it look worse than this card. So there's really a fluctuation there in prices on these with the subs and the eye appeal on the 9.5s. So here's 9.5 here. 74,999, our best offer with a 9 on the centering. And so you look at this centering, and you can definitely tell this is off center. So here's one with the 9 surface, 88,000, our best offer. Here's one with the 9 edges, almost 97,000. Buy it now. Here's a 9.5 here with a 9 on the corners, 103,000. Our best. Buy it now. Actually, no offers on that. 9.5 here with a 9 surface, 125,000, our best offer. Here's one with a 10 on the edges, 150,000, our best offer. So this is a great card here. So here's a 9 on the edges here, 150,000, best offer. This one has a 10 center and 9 on the corners, top 5% eye appeal. So PWCC seems to think that this is a very high-end card, even though it has a 9 on the corners. So some of this damage or this wear that you see on the corners that they see at BGS, they see under like a high-powered magnification that you might not see with the naked eye. So that could bring up that eye appeal when you're looking at this card in hand. So 150,000 our best offer, 169,000 our best offer on this one with a 9 center. And this is a quad 9.5, 200,000, buy it now. And here's a 9 on the surface on this one, 250,000 our best offer. Here's a pair. This is a 9 on the edges, 9 on the corners. So you get 2 of them. And then you have this one with a 9 on the surface, and you get the sticker as well that has a 9 on the centering. But it looks very nice for the centering to be off on that. So 400,000 our best offer on that one. All right, so let's look at the PSA 10. Has a pop of 317. So it looks like the pop went up by 1, which is interesting. Might have been one of these 9.5s that sold recently that had a couple of 10s on them that looked just pristine. Someone might have successfully finally crossed one of them over. It's very hard to do, very risky. So the 18 sales in the last 3 months for average about almost 470,000. Last up for 336,000. The high was 612,000, so almost a 50% drop off. So let's look at these. So this is February 20th, 612. And you got February 26th, you got 588,000. And then we got to March, at 600,000. So it was still at 600,000. Then it dropped all the way down to 480,000 by middle of March. And then it was at 450,000 in March soon after, and then towards the end of March it was 492,000. So then we had got dipped below 500, and then it started dipping into the 400,000, and 421,000, 481,000. So it ticked up a little bit, and then way down 400,000. So then then after that it dropped down 400,000. So now we're in the 375,000 range. Popped back up to 430 thanks to golden auctions. 414,000. So that was a pretty strong sell by PWCC on eBay. And then this last sell, 336,000, was Heritage Auctions. Heritage Auction doesn't get as much volume as golden auctions or eBay, so you're gonna get these lower prices here. So if we look on eBay, we have here almost 500,000, $500,000 of best offer. So here's one for 550,000 of best offer by Mando Cards. So this guy, he's a really good seller. He's worked with me on some Michael Jordan cards in the past. He's selling this by itself, not the sticker. The sticker is a different listing, a separate listing. So it's just the rookie card, 550,000 of best offer. If you're interested in this card, I would definitely contact this guy. He will work with you. So PSA 10 here, 750,000 or best offer. And here's a PSA 10 for almost $1 million of best offer. So, wow, it's a very hefty price right there. So let's look at recently ended. Here's a PSA 8 for almost 12,000, 11,397, 38 bids back on the 7th. Here's a BGS 9.5, so here's one for 50,801, 42 bids. This is from Taiwan. And this had the 9 center. So that's what I'm talking about, the 9 center. Those will be your least desirable cards. Depending on how it looks, this looks fairly centered, but a lot of people are afraid to buy overseas, even though he has 124,000 feedback. That's really good. I mean, can't be biased to some of these guys selling overseas that you just, these are very reputable. There's very reputable sellers from overseas. So, but you can actually pick up a bargain from these guys because a lot of people are afraid to bid on those cards. PSA 6 here for 4,956 bids. PSA 8 for 9,150, 17 bids. Here's a BGS 5.5 for 4,150, 54 bids. BGS 7, 5,600, 29 bids. Here's a PSA 8 for 10,200, 2 bids. PSA 7 here for almost 6,900, 75 bids. 9,554 bids on this 8. Here's a 9 here, 31,644 bids. So this is well above the average, but it's centered. A beautifully centered 9 is going to give you a premium. 8,701 bid on this 8.5. Here's a PSA 9 for about 25,000, 1 bid. Here's a BGS 8 for 11,501 bid. Here's a PSA 8 for about 9,000, almost 900, 24 bids. So here is a authentic altered for $3,000, $23, 31 bids. Great looking authentic altered right there. PSA 7 for 7,850, 51 bids. Here's a PSA 9 with the off-center qualifier, 10,100, 45 bids. Here's a PSA 8 for 10,700, 56 bids. Here's a BGS 6 for 4,820, 57 bids. Here's a BGS 5.5 for 4,101, 20 bids. BGS 7.5 for 5,900, 6 bids. Here's a BGS 8 for 7,700, 2 bids. Here's a BGS 8.5 for 9,000, 41 bids. PSA 7 for 7,250, 26 bids. PSA 8, 11,211, 52 bids on that. Here's a BGS 5 for $5,352, 81 bids. SGC 7, 6,001 bid. PSA 8, 10,099, 19 bids. A lot of these 8s are selling around 10,000 now. And here's a PSA 8 with the off-center qualifier for about 6,001 bid. And that is my update for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you got something out of it. If you did, please smash the like. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And give me a comment about what you liked or didn't like about the video. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next Michael Jordan Market Report.